I don't have any announcements, nobody's handed me anything, but I know we have our giving tree here, we'll be here a couple of weeks. And I'm sure some of you have announcements. If you do, right now, anybody have any announcements?
Yeah, Tim, I'll follow up. Our mission tree, as Tim said, it's going to be up here this Sunday and next Sunday. All the money that goes on it will go to our local Randomin Community Service to help people that are in need with food or their fuel bills during the winter. So we have brown envelopes up here that you can put your offering in there. If you do a check, you can still make it out to Mount Lebanon. So you get year-end credit for it, or if you do cash, you can fill out your name and everything on the envelope and just place it on the tree.
Anyone else?
We heard Rob Leslie have that beautiful Christmas decoration, and I'm sure that was by the effort of David again, and they look beautiful.
Yeah, I came over here the other day, and David and Annette was in here working like slaves, and stuff's packed up everywhere, but it's gone.
But she's standing on his shoulder.
Yeah.
That she does every year.
We would have hung up more garlands, but Annette could only stand on my shoulders for so long. So.
But that's one of the,
What we try to do, Dr. J, too, is if Richard can clear it, it's hanging high up.
That's good.
but that's one of the good things about our family here. People do things that you don't even know about a lot of times, and it's hard work, and that's what family's for, that's what church is for. May the peace of Christ be with you today and every day.
And also with you.
Let's pray. Lord, we thank you for another day. We know, Lord, it's only because you allow us this day that we're here. And we understand that, we know that, and we praise you for that. We ask the blessing on this church family, each one that can't be here today. We ask the blessing on this service, Lord. I sit down with you and ask you for a message, and you send it to me. Now I just need you here with me, holding my hand. And Lord, ever how many people are here, how many people see, if just one can feel your spirit, just one, it's worth it all. Again, just thank you for this day. Thank you for this family here. Amen and amen. We do our Advent.
Lighting a candle in the darkness helps us find a way. In the darkness we lose direction. We cannot see where we have been or where we are going. A single candle flickering brightly helps us find our way again. Stir up your mind and come to save us. Restore us, O God. Let your face shine, that we may be saved. Psalm 80, 2b through 3. Light one candle, see it glow brightly so that all may know how one candle shows us the way, making our darkness bright as God's day. Restore us, O God, let your face shine, that we may be saved. Let us pray. Dear God, on this first Sunday of Lent, let this light shine bright as the day grows shorter, so that we will be ready for your face to shine upon us at Christmas. In the Savior's name we pray. Amen.
And I want a special thank you to Lila Beth and Keenan for doing our first Advent candle tonight. Let's stand and turn the page or look at 211 and saying, oh, come, Emmanuel. Prayer. I know we have a lot of special needs. I'm glad to announce Pastor Jewel to home. He's home, probably watching it on the Facebook. I'm glad he's home and doing the best. He's still got a ways to go, but we'll pray to it. And I have no doubt about that. Anyone else have any special needs? Kind of hard for me to hear. I believe it's raining. Anyone else? Harold Hodgson and Hill.
The first one, just so everybody knows, was for Parker with some health issues that she has going on. They're doing some extra testing so that they can figure out what's going on so she can get the help that she needs. Second one was for Hilda and Harold to keep them in our prayers still. They're still needing.
Russ is having his procedure this week. Mark? Oh, okay. Oh, you wrote you. Anyone else?
My mom and dad.
Okay. Well, let's pray. Lord, thank you for, again, another day. Thank you for a church family to come together. We love one another. We lift one another up for you. We pray together. We're on highs together and we're on lows together. We ask a special blessing for ones that we lifted up. Pastor Joel, that he can strengthen and get back here soon. Jerry and Brenda Heifel, Parker and Russ, all of us having special needs. And Lord, you can fill those needs. And we know that it's you and only you that's willing and able to do so. Again, we just thank you for this time of year, this Advent season, for a gift that you gave us that will never wear out, and we can use every day. And that's your Son, Jesus Christ. These things, Lord, we ask in your name for your sake. And amen. Amen. You're going to play a special? I have special music, Robin's going to do a special music for us. I know we're not supposed to boast, but I bet no other church around them had music like that this morning. first time I've been here, whenever we had all this technology, it's really nice. And like I say, this camera, I sit out in Phoenix, and I'm right here in service every week. And I know people all over the country, you wouldn't believe, so the people watching us. And it's just wonderful. And I do appreciate people that take the time to set that up and stand in front of the camera. Now I know how Richard Petty feels, standing in front of the camera. There's a song that had them words in it one time. Our scripture is from the Galatians 22, the fruits of the Spirit. And since it is Advent, we'll be talking about some of them for the next few days. Fruits of the Spirit are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and self-control. I possess all of them, but I'm stronger on some of them than I am on others, and I'm sure you do too. So if you want to, when I call one out, if that's one of your strong points, if you want to raise your hand, you go ahead and do that. I won't ask anybody anything, because last time I done that, it was a disaster. I come up here and I said, I want to ask you, call a word out. I want you to say the first thing pops in your mind. And I was going to say football. And I was ready for Panthers or Cowboys or Redskins or Notre Dame or Clemson. And when I said football, somebody said Duke. That just threw me completely off. It took me a while to get back. So, if I said basketball, yeah, I could understand that. Somebody, but football, that's, first thing pops in your mind shouldn't be that for football. But anyway, I won't ask anybody to say anything like that anymore. I remember a story years ago. We had special music we always do, and Scarlett, when she was 12, 13, 14, she would sing a lot, and had a beautiful voice, still does. And we had a lot of talent, and we still do. And one Sunday afternoon, we were sitting on the porch at home, and Casey, he was about 8, 9 years old. He said, Daddy, I want to sing some Sunday at church. Now, Casey got a lot of talents, but singing not one of them. I think whenever the Lord was giving out voice, Casey was more talking to Gabriel. That's his talent. Well, he didn't get that talent too well, but he said, I want to sing some Sunday. I said, well, we can do that. Just, you have to learn the song and we'll sing it. He said, I already know a song. I know it all the way through. I said, well, what is it? He said, all my exes live in Texas. I said, well, I don't know if we can do that one or not, but we can learn something, and he never did, and thank you, Lord. He never did do that. But talking about singing, I was thinking when I was doing this, there's some songs that people sing up here that just really touch me. Hundreds of songs, but some of them I want to tell you about. And you don't see me shed tears much. I'm just not that kind of person, but that don't make me any different. But there's songs that the praise team sang by Herbert Davis. I sat right back there and it just touched me. I love that song. And I will request it again sometime this season. And Ralph Trogan sang one Sunday right up here, What a Wonderful World. And I don't know if a lot of you probably don't remember that, but it just really touched me. And Ralph and Ann used to sing a lot of Amber and Ralph, and they sing hundreds of songs, but the one that stands out to me, there's something about that name. When they sang that song, I just melted. It really got to me big time. And Scarlett and David Carr, they both sang together. There's a song called Thank You for Giving to the Lord. I love that song. And when they done it, tears mounted up. And one song I remember, maybe one of my favorites is standing right up here, I think it's a Christmas Eve service, and Carrie Milliken, I think she's Milliken then, she sang "Oh Holy Night." And I've heard "Oh Holy Night" many times, but I've never heard it like that. And it just melted me, I just teared, just one of them special moments through song. And we still do that. But like I said, I have many songs that's done me, touched me like that before. But the fruits of the Spirit, I'm going to go over a few of them. First is love. And this is one thing I love, is my family here. I love family. Everybody knows me, knows how special my family is. And my church family. If you're sitting out there, you've been prayed for, I promise you, because I can tell you for a fact that I want it done. And probably if I asked everybody to raise their hand and pray for me, probably get everybody there too. Because I needed prayer and I still do. But that's one thing I love. Another thing I love, I love my grandkids, my families. And I told this one time back here that Black Friday is the sales day, and the stores open at 6 o'clock Friday morning, and people go at midnight and stand in line and wait all night long and wait till the doors open at 6 o'clock to get in there and get the sales, get to whatever's on sale. And I thought, that's the craziest thing ever. It's cold, you stand in line at 5 hours, there's no way. Well, 2 years ago, guess where I was? With Scarlett with Sophie and Stella, standing in line at Victoria's Secrets. From 12 till daylight. That's true love, isn't it? You don't get no more than that. Another thing, I hear on TV, I at my house, and I got TV on, I thumb through the channels a whole lot. And there's a preacher that's on, and I don't know his name, and I'm sure every one of you's seen him, but he preaches about sending a seed. And probably when I said that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm not judging, because I'm not allowed to do that. But he says, you send me a seed of $1,000, and next week, basically, somebody's going to come knock on the door and give you $5,000. It might work that way. I'm sure God can do it. If that's what he wants to do, he can do it. And he even said one time that don't expect blessings from God until you give him something. Well, that's not the God we talk about here. Because there's been many times in my younger days before I got close to Christ, I didn't send many blessings or send any blessings I know of. But he never stopped sending me blessings. He kept on sending them and still doing it. So I don't know about that. You got to send him something before he can send you something. I just don't, that's not Christ I know. But like I say, I'm not judging there because I can't do that. Now joy is the next one. Being here is joy for me. The girls last year gave me a plaque for Christmas. It says Papa's Bach Corner. And I'll tell you what that means. I love music. And Sophie and Stella and me and Casey and others, sometimes we'll call it a bebop night. And we'll sit in front of the computer and we'll pick out songs. Well, Stella gets 3 songs. And we all listen to hers. And then it's my turn. I get 3. We all listen to mine. And then Sophie might get 3. And we just do that. We sit there all night doing that. We love it. And they give me a sign that says Papa's Bach Corner. That's where we do it. I got it sitting outside on my deck, my man cave, I call it. And right beside the Bach Corner sign, I got another sign that says, no shoes, no shirt, no problem. If you want to come for a Bach night, come on. Anything about anything goes. Now, I had this in my note, and I wanna go over that too. I'll tell you about the music we had. And Casey wanted to sing, and him following music like that. Him following Ralph and Ann and Scarlett and Carrie and all that, had been tough. But I'm thinking that's about pretty tough whenever I'm up here and, Joel and Russ 2 Sundays ago, and Annette last Sunday, and I gotta follow that. I kinda feel the same way. I said, told Annette last Sunday, I said, man, you killed me. She's talking about, you killing me. I said, you killing me, I can't follow that. But ask the Lord for a message, and he sent me one, here we go. Now the patience. Now, I couldn't raise my hand there, I'm not blessed with a lot of patience. I do have some, but patience is not my strong point. When I want something, I want it now. I don't want to wait till next week, I want it right now. And some people play, now I don't play music, but some people play the computer games, and some of these young people sit there for hours and hours and hours playing these games and loving every minute. There is no way I'd have the patience to sit there and do that. And that's okay. I mean, that's not my strong point. Kindness. Now, one thing, we go back to patience. When people's not kind, I don't have no patience there either. When people's rude and mean and ugly, I don't have no patience for that. A few months ago, a couple here said, well, can we come visit you Friday? And I said, yeah, I'd love it. So sure enough, on Friday, they come pulling up the driveway, and they came in the house. I sat right at the box corner at the time. But I went in the house, and they had a gift for me. And it was what's called an ocula. I don't know, some of you know what that is, some of you don't. It's one of the things you put on your face, around the eyes, and it's so real. I mean, you wouldn't believe how real it is. And they said, we got a gift for you, we want you to have this. And we can all do it together. They can do it at their house, and I can do it at my house, and we can be together. I can be out on my deck, and I put that on, it's like you're sitting on the beach. I mean, it's so real, it's sitting out on the beach. And I listen to my beach music. But it was just, that's kindness. And I told them, a week later, I come up and I said, you know, I'm really concerned. I never done anything to deserve something like that. And I said, you don't know how much I appreciate it, but I didn't deserve a gift like that. And that's just what I left it. And they said, well, we want to do that for you. So that's kindness. I remember my mother-in-law, Peggy, Nanny, she was always kind. When I think of her, that's what I think of kindness. There's times when she shouldn't have been real kind to me, but she always was. When I was younger, I wasn't really all that mature. I done some kid things, and she should have been angry with me. And she probably was, but she didn't show it. She's always kind. And then later down the road, the years, she needed us, and we were there for her. So I believe that, what goes around comes around. She was kind to me, and I didn't forget it. I owed her some kindness, and we offered it. Goodness. And if you come home and want to see me, I'm probably watching on TV, I'm probably watching Gunsmoke, or Wagon Train, or one of these old westerns. I love them old westerns. And I looked it up. In these cities like Dodge City, they had a cemetery called Boot Hill. And really, they really did. And Boot Hill was the place where people were buried. That was kind of the riffraff. People came in and robbed the bank, got shot, killed, they would go to Boot Hill. People that were hanged for a crime, and put them up in Boot Hill. But then they had another cemetery over here for the family people, the people in the community, the respected citizens, and then when they passed, they'd go to this other one. And they separated them. And that's not a bad idea. But we don't have to do that. God's going to take care of that. He's going to separate. He's going to put one that Boot Hill needs to be there. And he's you gonna put us over here, this, the other one, and that, you know, that's kind of what I think about goodness. My uncle, he was sick, in bad shape, in the hospital, didn't have long. And I was down there with him one time, and I said, you know, you think you're going to heaven when you leave here? And he said, well, I don't know. I said, well, you do believe in Christ, don't you? He said, oh, yeah. He said, I know there's a Christ and a God, but he said, I just don't know about heaven. And I said, well, what don't you know? He said, well, if I go up there to heaven, I see on the news all the time, if you go out of the Earth's atmosphere into space, you gotta, it's a lot to it. You gotta have a special suit, and that suit costs over $1 million. If you don't, you burn up. Now, I mean, this is a legitimate question. He didn't understand. And he said, I don't know how that's gonna work. How do you get there? And I said, well, that's the good part of the goodness. God's already got that figured out. You don't have to worry about that. If you need a suit, He'll provide it for you. Whenever we get in heaven, ever how far it is, ever where it is, the transportation is going to be there. We don't have to worry about that. It's already taken care of. Now, the faithfulness is probably my strongest point. Now, I have faith, I tell you that. I know God's good. Because I've seen it many times. I see God every day. So my faith is strong. Whenever I went to Duke and they told me that I had a mass on my stomach and I had to get it out, and it was going to be cancer. And he said, I don't want to do it, the doctor. He said, because you've been on prednisone so long due to your asthma. He said, when you're on prednisone, you don't heal right. And when you have a surgery like that, that's major. And if you don't heal right, you're not going to make it. It's that simple. And you'll go fast. He said, I really don't want to do this. So I come home and I prayed about it, and next time I went back, I said, I'm ready when you are. I said, my faith is strong. And I prayed about it, and God told me to go for it. And I've learned one thing, when you ask God and you pray for it, and He tells you something, don't look back. Just go. Go with it. Don't question it. Just go with it. And He still says, of course I'm right here now, Dr. Allen, a surgeon at Duke, still says I'm the #1 highest risk patient he ever had. And right now, I'm here. So my faith is strong, and it just keeps getting stronger. Gentleness. So I guess we all are gentle sometimes. But I was walking to church one Wednesday night in the summertime a few years ago. I had my Bible in my hand, coming to Bible study. I was over about where CBS is now, wasn't there then, on the sidewalk. And just walking like my own business, and something come up behind me and just screamed. Scared me to death. I bet I jumped that high off the ground. And just out of reflex, I didn't mean to, I grabbed his boy on a bicycle. He's like 14 years old. And I grabbed the bicycle, and off he went, right on the sidewalk. And and here I am, kind of right on top of him. And I probably didn't hit him, but I had my Bible in my hand. And I didn't, because, that's probably what saved me and him. But it scared me to death, and he had no business doing that. But I bet you one thing, I bet he never done it again. But that wasn't a very good time of gentleness. A friend of mine I worked with, she wouldn't come to church, but she's a good person, never been to church. And we talked about church a lot. She would listen, and I told her, I said, why don't you come to church sometime with me? And I kept on and on. She said, well, I'm going to tell you why. She said, my poor old grandma is passed now. She tried to get me to go to church with her for years and years and years. And I just never did. And I feel like if I went with you, I'd be doing her wrong. And I said, well, Okay, so I went about my way and I kept thinking about it. I couldn't get that off my mind. I thought. I went back a couple hours later. I said, I want you to know something. That's the number one best excuse I've ever heard in my life. And that's just an excuse. Your grandma will be proud of you if she's up in heaven and you come to church. I promise you she wouldn't get mad at you. But that's a great excuse. And I told her that. Still, I've never seen her in church here, but I did tell her that. Peace. I asked, that's one that you noticed I left one out. That's the third one, and that's peace, and I'm gonna wait till last for this one. But I asked for, every day in my daily prayers, I ask God to provide me with the fruits of the Spirit. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and self-control. If I have all them, then I'm going to have peace. It's automatic. It comes with it. And that's the reason I saved that for last. And I ask people in nursing homes. They're not, I don't know of anybody in a nursing home that's there because they just want to be there. They just want to live there. That's not, they don't want to be. That's not a real desirable place. It's a place where it's necessary. And if these people, I pray every day that if they'll have the fruits of the Spirit and they'll use the fruits of the Spirit, they'll have peace sitting in the nursing home. And I believe there'd be a smile on their face if they had all these, even in an undesirable place like that. I really do believe that. So if you have all the fruits of the Spirit, you will have peace. That comes with it. That's automatic. And only Christ can provide that for us. Only Christ. So, my recommendation is, when you say you daily prayer, just ask for the fruits of the Spirit. You don't have to go over them one by one. It's a gift from Christ. He already knows what they are, so you don't have to go over them. He knows. So if you'll ask for the fruits of the Spirit and you'll have all these fruits, now you're not going to be strong in every one of them, or you're not going to be weak in every one of them. Just like I said, I'm really strong in some, and I'm kind of weak in some. But I still have them. Now the patience, I said that's probably one of my weakest, but I still have patience. And my faithfulness, I said that's probably my strongest, and I have faithfulness. I have them all. So there's no reason that I can't have a smile on my face. There's no reason that I can't feel peace if I have all these things. And like I say, it only comes from Christ. And amen.
Amen.
I had my last team down, we changed it right here, right now, because Russ changed it for me. Said music selection, but we're going to do another one. And again, if you have the fruits of the Spirit, you have it all.
There are familiar carols, and mild and sweet their songs repeat, of peace on earth, goodwill to men, and the bells are ringing. In my heart I hear them. peace on earth, goodwill to men. When the bells are ringing, like a choir singing, does anybody hear peace on earth, goodwill to men? Little rain, the bells fall out of me. God is not dead, nor does he sleep. The rock shall fail, the line will fail. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. When the rain is singing on its way, the world revolves from night to day. A voice, a chime, a chance to fly. Of peace on earth, goodwill to men. For the bells are ringing, like a choir singing, in our hearts we'll hear this. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. Do you hear the bells that ring? The night the angels sing. Open up your heart and hear this. Peace on earth, goodwill to
Now, you know why that's one of my favorite songs. And the praise team does that just as well. So encourage them to do that sometime during this Advent season. Again, tonight or today or this morning, when you say that in prayer and talk to Christ, ask Him to provide you with all the fruit of the Spirit. And He will. That's a gift from God. And when He does, you can't help but have a smile on your face. Yeah, it won't all be on top of the mountain, but you'll have a smile on your face. But you'll have love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and self-control. Amen.